Day
Day
5.
5. Ooh.
Fast approaching the end of my first trial week, and I'm restless, ready to crawl out of my skin. What's usually a comfort, daily routine has begun to feel like suffocation. I'm not the pacing type. Instead, I fidget incessantly at my desk, juggling hot hands warming packs just for the stimulation. You're just a little overwhelmed, that's all. Too many new people after months of isolation. Too many new expectations to manage. Chill, Fraggina. Once you get in the game, you'll be fine. I touch down on the wasteland with another control mage reckoner. Familiar, right? Remember what I said, Bubbles? You better funnel. Okay, stop it. Play how you usually would, Fraggina. Nope, it's a whole different experience now with Kay constantly trying to get me to roam to bot lane and support her plays. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just like, keep coming bot. It'll work eventually.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. She's been doing this to me all week, attempting to bully me into doing what suits her reckoner needs and hers alone. At first, Grace used to tell her to knock it off, but lately she's been keeping quiet, leaving me to deal with Kay however I can. Yeah, you gotta be able to stand up to her yourself, right?
That's true. It is another test of a kind.
Yeah, like in a weird way, because you can't be bullied to go to a certain lane all the time to help out.
Yeah.
Sunny steps in to mediate sometimes, but I get the feeling this is part of the test. Guess if I can handle her, I'm in? I could see her being the kind of player that would that would have a lot of people kind of leave the team voluntarily. Like a lot of the newer players coming in.
Yeah.
But never mind that. Time to go to work. I've been laning for a minute and a half now, which means it's time to make a move. They've been letting me play whatever I want all week to pretty okay results. But today, Grace asked me to draft a control mage again. Just not my usual one. Well, the reckoner I played this past Sunday was a comfort pick. The one I'm on today isn't my go-to. I'll play him if I have to, but he doesn't feel natural. While this guy's packed full of utility, the abilities in his kit depend on purchased items with scaling percentage stats. It's a change up from the flat number stats that work well with my comfort reckoner. Gotta pay close attention to the items I buy to strengthen him, or else my build path will go haywire this match, and I'll end up left in the dust. For now, I need to figure out how to win lane so I can start spending the gold I've earned, because this reckoner won't come online until I scale up, and scale hard. What's my first move? I feel like... Well, we gotta scale, right?
You gotta scale, and you're also not on a comfort pick, so farming safely is probably the right play.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, probably true.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. You play safe, and you farm up. Because, I mean, if you scale, then you'll be able to scale, like, harder, presumably. As long as you play safe enough.
Yeah, you basically just gotta... Yeah, you just gotta not fall behind.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll farm safely at long range. My long range abilities are the move. They'll help me farm from a safe position. I've got a decent wave clear, and I should use it while controlling the tempo of the wave. Trim some enemy grunts here, corral the others right there, right where I need them so I can finish the job and head back to base. Shouldn't have to take any damage in the process either. Not if I play it right. Bubbles, what the hell are you doing? Don't you see? We've got this. Don't worry about it. Oh, you know, that's probably why those two are paired together, actually. Because Senny seems like the very kind of calm and like, we can take care of this, you know, like just don't worry about it kind of player. And Kay is the more like, no, let's go, let's do this, right? I could see them actually making a pretty good team to kind of play off each other.
Yeah, I can see that. Honestly, a lot of supports are kind of like Seneschal, though, very calm and like, it's okay, we just gotta work together.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Is that their jungler showing in bot lane already? Whatever. I need to worry about my own lane first. Invading. Coming. I do what I have to do. Hello, shopkeeper. I get back to base a few seconds after that and tune back into team comms while deciding what to buy. Nice. Fucking ridiculous. Pearl Forge? Yeah, running Pearl Forge. Yo, Bubbles. Ugh, what does she want now? Yeah? Regret not coming bot, huh? Okay, focus, Fraggin. Time to buy. I need the right mix of items for the rest of the game to go well, but the rules for how to itemize on this reckoner aren't written in stone. There are a number of different options I can purchase this early in game. Some base items I can keep and upgrade into more powerful items during late game. Others I can buy now and sell later. Just gotta make sure I buy with some kind of plan in mind.
Flat damage bomb, huh? That's interesting.
That is interesting. I don't know, because we scale based on items, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, a torch for vision helps the team, and vision is always good, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a flat damage bomb and a late game amulet are very, probably not really needed, right?
Probably not.
But maybe like a battery for energy. So I'm kind of leaning towards, excuse me, either a battery for energy or a torch for vision.
I mean, I think either of those are a good option.
Like maybe late game amulet, but I kind of feel like that's a bit risky, you know?
It is kind of risky. Like, you're better off going with a torch or, well, a battery, just like scale. I'm assuming that's what it means anyway.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you go for a torch, you could help your jungler possibly get another lane ahead that maybe is stronger in the early game.
That is true, and then that helps us scale, which does make sense. I'm kind of leaning towards the torch.
I think it makes sense, yeah.
And plus, I'm guessing it helps like makes my team like me, which I'm not against.
I mean, it probably either helps set up a gank or prevent a gank. So
yeah, I'm leaning towards the torch. We can worry about other items later.
yeah, okay.
I need a torch for vision. Spotting the enemy jungler won't win me lane, but I'll certainly make it easier for Grace to play around him. Also shows I'm a real team player, which doesn't hurt. When I get back to lane, things are going about as well as can be expected. I pop a torch in the bush next to my lane, granting a small cone of vision to the side of the map Grace is pathing through. Fraggin, thank you. Heading top. Now we got praised, yeah!
Yeah!
My newly placed torch is only a small boost to the team's ability to control the map. But maybe a little help counts. Mid-game approaches, and I'm on my way to my strongest power spike in the game. Lighting up the shadows around my lane made it so much easier for me to farm and for Grace to catch sight of the enemy junglers pathing around the map. That's true. I guess it's kind of the other bonus of the torch.
Yeah.
It allows us to be safe while we farm up.
Yeah, and it allows your jungler to track the enemy jungler, which allows more opportunity for counterplay.
Yeah. At a point, she used that extra intel to her benefit, intercepting their jungler and dragging him into a brutal fight that I escalated by showing my face at just the right moment. We scored a kill that put Grace in a great position to better control the map, and one that even Kay couldn't talk shit about. Yeah, they're rotating. We can kill them. Pings are up on bot side, flagging movement seen headed to the southeast corner of the map. I can take tower. 2 towers, I think, with help. We could use the pressure bot. We can use the pressure anywhere. All right. What's the optimum play here? Yeah, Bubbles. Do something. Legitimately, I think we're on bot lane. Because that can get, like, probably a fairly easy kill. And we can take, like, their tower. And then, yeah, also it just helps the team out as well, right?
Well, yeah, and I assume if you go bot lane, you might be able to roam for dragon or whatever the equivalent is in this, too.
Yeah, that too. Like, do you think that's the better option, or would you pick something else?
I think that's the better option, because, I mean, you could stay mid and push and get the towers, but I assume because it's showing the wild card icon that maybe it doesn't really end that well, or maybe your team, like, loses a really big fight because you're not there.
I mean, maybe. Like, it's kind of being the wild card. It's like, well, I could do other things, but I could pressure, but I'll just take my towers. Right?
Yeah.
I think we're on bot lane. I also like how this is just, oh, shut up, Kay.
Oh, shut up, Kay.
Yeah, well, we're on bot lane. I'll run bot lane to even up the numbers down there. And not because supporting bot would make Kay happy. I'm not her errand girl as much as she wishes everyone on the team would cater to her needs. The play makes sense under these circumstances, and that's that. I do agree, too. Like, if they're pushing bot lane, it just makes sense to, you know, gank if you can, right?
Yeah.
Oh ho ho! You do love me, Bubbles. It's all wah wah queso problematic, right up until you're smashing the like and subscribe buttons. I roll my eyes and try to focus on crowd controlling the enemy DPS after I show my face in bot lane. But seriously? That might be the corniest shit I've ever heard. You get used to it after a while. Cap. Crap, where did their jungler come from? Wait. Gun dead. I see him. Man, look at her go. We collapse on the enemy DPS, support and jungler a split second after the latter dives me. Grace yanks their mid laner into a quick duel to keep them from joining the chaos while Toya takes another tower up top. Yeah, that's right, top tower push.
Woo!
It's a quick 3v3 that results in a win for us, thanks to some rapid fire target selection and a swift pivot after knocking their jungler back out of the fight. Nice, Fraggina. Come on, Kay. I know you want to say something nice for a change. You can get the fuck out of my lane now. Please.
Accurate.
Very accurate.
It's like, get your ass down here. Oh, were you done? Bye.
After that last skirmish in bot lane that resulted in 2 kills for Kay, I returned to my lane and played through my next phase safely. With my ultimate now online and the full power of my Reckoner's player kit on standby, I'm ready to let the rubber meet the road. I've got options. So many ways to make a play now that Overlord has spawned on the top left side of the map. So I guess Leviathan is the dragon and the Overlord is Baron in this case, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
The enemy team's getting in position to take its cyborg life and the team-wide buff that comes with it. We're either going to snatch the buff from their grasp or sit back and let them have it. Well, you gotta fight for it, man. We're winning, dude. We gotta fight for it.
Yeah.
Purge is online. Great Dota teacher, man, is Purge. Just gonna throw that out there. The tablet let junglers take onto the wasteland to secure massive jungle buffs, which means Grace is spoiling for a fight. Better give my potential future boss exactly what she wants. Yeah, you don't say no to that. Oh, set cap for a Penta. Ooh, cast ultimate on Overlord. Fight with your ultimate. Intimidate with your ultimate.
I feel like you fight with your ultimate.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think we need to set cap for a pentakill. We just need to go in for it, you know?
Yeah, you don't need to kill everybody. You just need to chase them off of it and get the objective.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the move. If I can catch the enemy team at just the right moment, then the knockups, massive pool of AoE damage, and debuffs baked into my ultimate should turn a team fight in our favor. I've already fanned the flames of Kay's catastrophic ego once this match. Better get in there and clean up the fight before she can pop off so I won't end up doing it again. I'm on the hunt for a fight and I find one. Easy. Doesn't take much to get most of the team in my sights. Then I fire my ult before Kay can get off a wild shot of her own. It hits them right in the vitals, knocking up all 3 major sources of damage on their team and slowing their movements for 3 devastating seconds around the Overlord pit. And then I'm there, pumping out a combo of auto attacks and abilities that split the team in different directions. Kay corners 3 of the 5 scattered opponents and starts going absolutely crazy with her damage combos. Special delivery, bitches. Oh ho 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 ho. Fucking suck it. Sheesh. At least I managed to secure a kill of my own while the others take out the rest. We take the Overlord fight while a slew of enemy death timers tick down. Any opponents left up after Kay's Chaos back sent packing. Grace easily purges the last quarter of Overlord's health bar. So I guess that's Smite.
Yeah.
And we regroup in my lane to march down mid and crack the enemy threshold base. But as I watch my teammates demolish the enemy thresh core, I start to look back on decisions I made over the course of the match. We end up with the victory, but did I make enough of a difference to show everyone what I can do? I think so.
I think so.
Were my choices what secured the win? Or was I merely winning off the backs of my teammates? I just don't know. I close out of our post-game group chat, heart pounding wildly in my chest. All these thoughts running through my head, forcing me to second-guess myself. Not a great end to the week. A few minutes later, I finally drag myself to my feet to take a shower. Work on your macro. Criticism from Grace that haunts me as I languish in the shower. Finger combing conditioner through my curls in a haze of shame. On the surface, the 4 words appear mild, but I know enough to recognize the tip of an abyssal iceberg when I see one. No one enemy reckoner tablets are coming back off cooldown. Pay more attention to the minimap. Tab proactively rather than reactively. All great pieces of advice for any foreskin player, but especially harsh to hear now when I'll need to evolve as a player faster than ever before. One more rookie game like that and I'm definitely out of the running. But I can't go to pieces. Parting my hair, I seal in the conditioner with mom's homemade oil and bundle the split curls back into my usual twin braids. Damp but comfortable, and ready for a long, dreamless sleep. I flop onto my bed, pull one of many blankets around my shoulders, and cozy up to Cruella. Long day, huh, little demon of mine? I scratch under her chin, soothed by the gentle rumbling that follows. My phone pings. Oh, man. You there, cutie? She wants to talk to me? Now? Hello? Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. What can I do for you, Daphne? Good question. Keep me company while I get some admin work done. Admin work? I may not have made it past my sophomore year, but the work study track exposed me to the tedium of administrative operations. What, like organizing files? More fun than that. Booking flights, hotel rooms, spa sessions. Right, yeah, of course. If I made Vermilion levels of bank, I would treat myself on a daily basis. Cool. So when do you leave? Not for me, the Verm Squad. Oh, Vermies. Kind of fascinating how the once small group of Vermilion stream chat moderators have expanded into information security and community management consultation for corporate brands. We're less than 3 months out from Moongate. You think I'd skip town just as things are heating up? Sorry. Wait. That's right. It is that time of year, isn't it? Verm Squad holes? That sounded like a tier 3 Twitch subscriber talking. Verm Squad holes. Only the most dedicated of my millions pay attention to what the VS get up to in their spare time. Is that what you are, Fraggin? One of my loyal little millions? Is that what I am, Megan? Am I a loyalist or am I among other things?
I think among other things makes the most sense, because you're not like a diehard fan. Well,
I mean, she seems like she kind of is, to be honest.
I mean, she does. I don't know, maybe you are the loyalist then. I guess it depends on how hard you want to go with it.
We'll go with your original one. We'll say among other things. Like, yes, I'm a fan, I won't lie. But I'm gonna be a great teammate to you. And maybe a good friend. In time. You know what? I think we pulled a pretty swag move. Good job, Megan. Anything's possible given enough time. I can say this. You're off to a good start. I haven't been this impressed with a diamond player in ages. Even your mistakes show promise. But you're not a shoo-in yet. Keep working extra hard, okay? Yeah, you don't want... I mean, even if she were a shoo-in, you don't want to go making them complacent, right?
That is true.
Speechless, I let my phone slip out of my hands and roll over, muffling a few quick screams of giddy excitement into my pillow. Vermilion thinks that I show promise? Me? A literal nobody. Hope Ma didn't hear that. And done. Yay, I think they're really going to love this trip. Oh, back to Verm Squad holds talk, I guess. So you do all the planning yourself? I look to keep it a surprise until the day they fly. I make bespoke arrival signs for each of them, from scratch, too. I really wouldn't be here without them. That's not hyperbole. Some of the things people have said to her, still say to her. Even with a hand-picked team of people looking out for me, I don't know if I could have built a personal brand by streaming alone for all these years. People should know how much you spoil your crew. Oh? Why is that, cutie? Well... Flex on your haters.
Well,
Is that a good example?
I guess?
Megan, you sound so unsure. Where's the uncertainty coming from?
I just am feeling really uncertain about this choice. I mean, you could say, well, I don't know, why not? But, like, that seems almost a bit too apathetic.
I mean, true. Yeah, set a good example. Flex on your haters would be funny.
I mean, it would be pretty funny, yeah.
Set a good example. Set a good example. You can set a good example. Modding's a full-time job nowadays, and you pay people really well, like, really well. And everyone says you're a really good boss. They do? Yeah, like, okay, so maybe once upon a time I apt to work a Vermilion activation. You know, like a million years ago. Is that TMI? That feels like TMI. A little bit. Does that feel like TMI, Megan? Does that indeed feel like TMI?
I feel like if I was Vermilion, it would kind of sound like borderline stalkerish.
Maybe. But she appreciates it. I'm sorry, my team didn't hire you. Feels like our loss. Feels like our loss. You would have been so great to work with. Oh, you don't have to say that. I know, but it's true. Plus, this isn't something I hear from people often. Well, of course, people want to work with me because the money's great. But, I meant the part about me being a good boss. I really try to be. Things are tough out there, and everyone's just trying to live healthy and happy lives. It means a lot to hear that maybe I'm not just the GF streamer experience like everyone says I am after all. Huh. A lot of people in my field still pay an exposure, too. Maybe if I'm loud about how that's not okay, other people won't get away with it as much. Daphne is silent for a short while after that. Lol, it's all very, pro Fair Labor Standards Act of you. Oh god, I'm getting too SGW, aren't I? No, it's a good look. I like it. Well, if you like it, winky face, a giddy warmth washes over me. Oh man, I can't stop yawning. Time for my beauty sleep. Want to chill with me tomorrow night? Ooh, she's pogging really hard, dude.
Yeah.
Startled, I reread that sentence a few times. What, like online or? Taking the night off from streaming, and I thought we could watch a horror movie together. Would any of the Scream movies work for you? Yeah, I do like how they're actually like throwing out like not fake stuff in this game.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, besides, you know, Discord, right? Like they're throwing in like Twitch. Like they might change that for when the full game releases, whenever it does. I guess we'll have to check that after.
Yeah.
But like, I like how they're using like Twitch and Instagram and all the Scream movies. You know, like I like how they're throwing out like actual things.
Yeah, no, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is, right? If horror isn't your thing, I'm open to suggestions. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know what I want to say. These quick talks with Daphne are nerve-wracking enough, but chatting for hours? Is she serious? Are you sure? Because I'm kind of boring. Oh, I very much doubt that. Even if you were, that's what a good movie's for. She's not wrong. Yeah, cool. We're doing it, Megan. I'm sorry. we're doing it. Cool, yeah, sure. Splendid. 7-ish? 7-ish it is. Can't wait. Nighty-night. At that, the green dot beside the username switches to a bland offline gray. I stare at my phone in mild shock. Good night.
You know, I love how all these people go offline like immediately after they stop talking to you.
I know, right? The pile of dirty dishes is no more. I'm dangerously efficient at my chores when I really get going. My hands are a sensitive, pruny mess, but I can't complain. Mom's been surprisingly lenient with me all week, leaving me alone for days at a time when normally she'd fuss at the tiniest mistake. Maybe she's taking my seriousness about MMG to heart. Seems too good to be true, but it's nice feeling to think so. Looking good for Gina. Hope she notices when she comes home. About an hour or so later, and it's time for my friend to date extended interview. Wouldn't have pegged Daphne for a Scream Queen obsessive. On stream, she's only ever talked about having a weak spot for old Kate Hudson movies. And there's that expected strife ping. I slip into my chair and pull up the desktop app. Here we go. Okay, let's see. So what have we missed? Fraggina, are we still on for tonight? Stream 1 and 3 are on Prime. I'll play stream host for you. Cool, that works. But I might have to tap out after 2. Well, that gives us a good amount of time together. See you soon. See you. Setting up now. Are you ready? To return to Woodsboro? Always. Great! Prefer to text or hop into a voice chat while we watch? Oh, good question. Some of my dark days are made brighter by watching her streams, by hearing her voice. Ask any Vermilion fan and they'll have a similar story to tell. On the other hand, speaking off the cuff has been known to get me into trouble. Less likely to put my foot in my mouth if I can hit the old backspace key now and then. So I say voice chat personally, but
I think voice chat makes sense, yeah.
But it's so weird how this has all like actually been like oddly reminiscent of like a lot of my experiences with some online friends. Because once again, going back to the TF2 stuff, like even like I remember way early on, this is way early on, we may have had a Mumble server at the time. I'm not quite too sure. I don't quite remember. But I remember specifically actually watching one of the WrestleManias. I don't remember which one it was. It was the one where Undertaker is fighting Triple H in like the end of an era match. And I was watching that one live, and I had another friend at the time who we texted, and we're just like typing on Steam. And we're like, yo, you're into that too? I mean, you want to watch it? And we didn't watch it like on anything. We just like texted back and forth while we watched it. Yeah, it was really interesting actually. And then it wasn't until later that we all kind of got into like the Mumble scene, and then we all just voice chatted and kind of stopped texting. But you know, this is just kind of oddly reminiscent of like watching something with a friend through text. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do the voice chat option. But
yeah.
You know, like this is oddly reminiscent of like my personal experience as well. Voice chat. I'll be in VO. I was hoping you'd say that. It's no fun yelling at the screen all by my lonesome. Now I'm going to have to pretend like I'm not just a bunch of trash munching rodents piled high under a trench coat. Is it too late to change my mind? Okay, I'm live in MMG stream channel. Get over here. I click on her profile and hit join stream. Scream! A second later, the static movie title stretches across my screen. Sweetie, can you hear me? Am I coming in clear? Hop to my feet and slap a hand over my mouth, giddy with nerves. Daphne mostly spectates my trial games in muted mode, so our chances for comms chatter have been few and far between. A normal person wouldn't fret over something as basic as a glorified phone call, but I don't get out much, obviously. Okay, enough stalling. Yeah, I can hear you. You sound, clear. Yeah, good. You always sound so cute. You've got, like, a voice for podcasts. Did you know that? I could listen to you all day. Oh, geez. Girl, stop. Don't even say that to me. You're gonna get me to go all high-pitched, and it's a problem. No. Oh, my God. You sound so shy, and, like, it only makes me want to bully you more.
Oh, that's rude.
That's kind of accurate, though, to be fair. Suddenly, I'm boiling over, nervous laughter spilling from my throat spilling from my throat non-stop as she teases me mercilessly for several minutes. How am I going to survive this? Man, what a classic. Great time in the voice chat, too. We hung up after the credits rolled, but I'm feeling surprisingly good about how things went. 2 weeks ago, I never would have imagined something like this could happen to me. Oh, I'm willing to bet if you do it through text, you probably get the screen. There's like a lot more said. I'm willing to bet.
Probably.
Why am I not married to Gail Withers? Because she can't stop making questionable decisions pertaining to a certain cop in her life. Trust me, it hurts me too. So I've never actually seen Scream, so this is actually kind of going over my head, but I'm sure it's a reference to it.
I mean, it probably is. I've never seen Scream either.
Well, I mean, it is October. Spooktober is coming up. Solidarity and suffering together. So, Mid, huh? E-Girl City. What brings you to these parts? Heh. Who do you think? Which grand cosmic tournament clinched it for you? Ha! 2013, back when Edmund was a caster. What a throwback. Forget Mask? I assume it's supposed to be that. Forget mask. I want it to be Tanny Go. I wonder if these are like little references to like mid laners for League of Legends.
Probably.
Damn, that's a deep cut. She was pretty boss on stage, though. Let me tell you, I bought my first corset because of her performance. Of course, I was practically a fetus back then. That Xena Warrior Princess Atrocity went straight into the closet. Hasn't seen the light of day since. Lol, think you could fit into it today? God, I hope not. Oh my god, that reminds me. 2013 Grand Cosmic was the champion of the Mask vs. Submarine rivalry. Wasn't it? The stuff of actual myth. Not mist. Remember when Bug Lost Mid was a viable option? Oh my god, I played it so much. Lunaris was my OG, though. Cute. Mine too. I one-tricked all the enchanters for a year. Then I got serious. Right. Serious. Buy Bride of Brainless E-Girl champs, huh? Sad how we all buy into that bullshit at first. Yeah. Kind of hard not to. You get flamed for it non-stop. What else can you do? Many sad faces.
That's a lot.
It took a long time to stop thinking of beginner-friendly champs as silly e-girl nonsense. Yeah, I guess it's also kind of like a problem too, right? It's like, oh, an easy champ, but why not play someone that takes actual skill like Yasuo or something, right?
Oh yeah, people were always like that.
Yeah, right? Like, that's really accurate. But it's like, well, no, a lot of beginning, like whether you're a Dota hero or like League of Legends champion, right? The easy ones are still very viable picks, you know?
They are. I got a lot of hate for that because I played a lot of poke mages and stuff like Lux and Vigar and Syndra. So like all the people who would usually get salty at me, it's like, well, you press one button and I die. Just like, well, yeah, don't get hit.
I mean, true. See, I never really had anything like that in my Dota days, but like, you know, I don't know, you play like Crystal Maiden, like she's really easy, but like she's also really good. So I don't know, I never really had that in Dota. I'm sure it exists, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe more of a thing in League of Legends where people would kind of hate on quote unquote the beginner champions, right?
Oh, it's definitely more of a thing in League of Legends than Dota. At least in my experience playing as a new Dota player, I've been playing some relatively easy heroes like Jakiro, Lina. What else have I been playing? I was playing some like Winter Wyvern and some Hoodwinked and stuff, and yeah, people in general, they don't really care what you play as long as you do well. Like, I've never had anyone get mad at me for picking something easy.
Yeah.
But I also have only played maybe like, I think 60 to 70 games of Dota, give or take.
We need to play more, Megan.
Yeah, well, we gotta find the time.
I know, soon. We'll stop having things to do.
I would like to do more sometime, though.
It took a long time to stop thinking beginner-friendly champs is silly e-girl nonsense. I hope you know that when I shit on Lunaris players nowadays, it's because they're off-meta cowards, making it harder for everyone else to play good Reckoners. Woo, icy cold delivery. But she's not wrong. If you're serious about grinding ranked games, ignore the bi-weekly balance updates at your own peril. A few talented one-trick ponies famously do just that, insisting on playing their favorite Reckoner regardless of how strong or weak they are at any given moment. Obviously, not everyone can be a Tyler, too. And you'll never catch me trying. That's a good reference, actually. Trust me, I'll be the first to grind Lunaris on stream the day she becomes meta again. Same here, lol. I honestly kind of miss her. Could Lunaris, like, be a Diana thing? Because I'm thinking about it. Lunaris, Moon.
I mean, it could be something like that, or it could be something that was situationally good for a while, but has kind of lost flavor due to meta changes.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to think if there's like anything in particular I remember that happening with League. I think that kind of happened with certain champions like Kassadin or Echo, where like they were really good for a while and then the meta kind of changed and then they kind of became not so good, at least in mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, it could also be like a dunk on Yasuo, just because like they mentioned like Yasuo one tricks and stuff. At one point, I think they mentioned Lunaris, like, oh, you're a Lunaris main, right? Probably Yasuo, maybe.
It might be something like Yasuo too, something that's like incredibly popular but really isn't that good, mostly because people don't play it properly or it's easy to counter.
I don't know. I don't know. I really do like though how the person or people that made this game though, and I'll probably say this again like at the end of the demo, but they seem like
Yeah,
they really know their stuff. You know, like
they
they're
do.
definitely very familiar with League of Legends at the very least. It's kind of nice to see, like, because I went into this thinking like, oh, it's gonna be probably like just a fake like MOBA that we're not really gonna understand or really get. But you know, you're just playing through like a visual novel of it. No, this is just literally League of Legends, just with like a different name. You know,
Yeah.
and they're making what I'm sure are some really good meta jokes, like 2013 so and so versus so and so, right? Like, oh, what got you into playing mid? I'm sure there's something that happened there. Maybe we'll have to go back and like watch 2013 like Worlds or whatever and just see. But I'm sure there's a reference there that I just don't understand. You know.
I mean, maybe, because admittedly I was still pretty new to League at the time, so if it is still like a 2013 thing, I can't really think of anything in particular it would be, but I've never watched a lot of esports, so.
Same here, lol. I honestly kind of miss her. Oh, whoops. You know what? Fuck it. I do too. Make the team and I'll do an Atomic Rose only stream with you. Ooh, she gets to be on stream. Reg's not ranked, obvi. But I'll even off roll Atomic Rose Hex for you because who doesn't love AR Lunaris and Hex together? If I wasn't already motivated to make the team, I sure as hell am now. Oh my god, she did the type thing.
Yeah.
I believe you have a deal. Triple heart. It's getting late, but I don't want the night to end. You know, I kind of wonder if like you get into a relationship with whoever you shadows you, or if it's just Vermilion being like really like doing her like streamer GF persona a little bit. Is that no
I mean, it's
chemistry? Chemistry?
I mean, it's probably more just a Vermilion thing. She kind of seems like the kind of person that wants to chat and get to know everybody and kind of wants to be involved in a lot of different things with people.
Maybe. But I don't know. It's interesting because if you get to pick like your role at the start of the game, each one might actually be fairly different. Because I
It
assume
might be
you.
like we.
Hmm?
I would say it might be because we could probably check if we did the short demo just to kind of see after this.
I mean, probably like I do want to check out the short demo for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of just really curious because that means you have a lot of different characters you can kind of interact with, like for these bids. You know,
Yeah.
this could be a very interesting visual novel with a lot of differences.
It could be.
Because like it's not even like you could copy and paste these either. Like all the characters are gonna talk very differently, and probably react to certain things very differently, right?
Well, yeah, I assume if they're going down that route, it's going to be the kind of thing where, like, a lot of the scrims or, like, group conversations are going to be mostly the same, but in between them, you'll probably have different moments with the characters, like we're getting with Daphne.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate.
So, I do like it when games do that.
Quick, ask me something. Anything to keep my brain working a little longer. I don't want the night to end either, but maybe I should let her sleep. 8 hours scrim blocks every weekday, followed by evening tryouts. That means at least a few more hours of spectating and playing in lower quality candidate matches, followed by her own Vermilion streams until midnight. It'd be selfish of me to make her stick around for a weekend interrogation, wouldn't it? But she really wants it though, man. Like, I feel like we can't just say goodnight.
I mean, she's kind of asking for it, but, I mean, it might be a little irresponsible. You might have scrims.
We're gonna talk longer with her.
Okay.
Okay, let me think, lol. Yay. You'd think I'd have a list to whip out for just such an occasion. I do, obviously. Lucky for her, I'm able to whittle said list down to my top 3 burning questions. Ooh. Have you and Kay ever talked about that video? Because, yeah, they did have, like, a video or something, right? I think they mentioned something
Yeah.
about that. I'm kind of curious about it. And I assume we get to pick all of them. So, you know.
Possibly.
Have you and Kay ever talked about that video? Really? That's your question?
Oh, no.
Fuck. I'm not looking for gossip, I swear. If I had to live with someone who made a hate video about me, I don't know. I like to think I'd try to hash it out. That's the adult thing to do anyway. Is it? I'm of the opinion that the adult thing to do is to live and let live. She does her job, I do mine. We're both very good at what we do. Yeah, but team synergy? I might be overstepping here, but come on. It has to be kind of uncomfortable, right? Pretending it didn't happen? I'm not pretending anything, and neither is she. Plus, that video is 2 years old. If I were to demand an apology from anyone who'd ever been a jerk to me as Vermilion, I'd be my 16-year-old baby streamer self back in a 21-year-old's body. Here's a lesson I learned very early on in my career. If you're serious about going pro, you'll be wise to learn it too. Be your own sunlight. Grow in your direction, not someone else's. Not terrible advice. But it's almost too easy to swallow to be true. And you really don't hold a grudge? Well, I never said that, did I? I'm simply a master of not letting the personal affect the professional. You haven't had the pleasure of seeing us at work yet, but we do play very well together. When she's not running it down, that is. I guess. I don't know what to make of the knowledge that they haven't resolved their issues. It's also not my problem. Not yet, anyway. Better shove those thoughts for now. I'd rather not spoil a great Saturday night with her by winding down on bad terms. Oh, I don't get to pick. I thought I would.
Okay.
Well, darn, Megan. I wonder if I were to go back.
I mean, you could go back.
I wonder if I could do that.
You could always do that in the full game.
I mean, I could, but I'm kind of curious, like, if I am allowed to go back that far. Like, if it would let me pick. This is an experiment.
I mean, that's fair.
You can. Huh.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised they let you go that far back.
That is interesting. I don't know. Is there anything that you want to hear about?
Is it weird not telling your fans about MMG?
Yeah, maybe I'll even go back after this and do the Why Go Pro when you make big stream. I'm kind of curious about all this, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Is it weird not telling your fans about MMG? Very much so. The gymnastics I've had to perform to keep my millions in the dark. Did you know a conspiracy theory that I'm secretly living with people is the most upvoted post on my subreddit? Lamau, don't hate me, but that's kind of your fault, right? Many sad faces. How can I keep our secret with Kay throwing hissy fits all the time? Mark my words, one day she'll shatter every window in this house with her screaming. Well, that's not great. Why does Grace tolerate that? She barely notices. Her office is totally soundproofed. Looking at all that... that does make a lot of sense. Looking at all that elegant cherry wood paneling, you wouldn't know it. But I'm certain a professional has done work on those walls because it goes both ways. Speaking as someone who dabbles in audio a fair amount, a $50 noise-canceling blanket won't pull that off. Huh, not the sort of thing to casually cross my mind. Ever. After giving it some thought, I can't say I'm surprised. Anywho, I'll be glad for the day I can film a big reveal. I really do hate keeping secrets from my little subbies. What? You? The Queen of Overshare? Nah. Hey, I haven't done a talk show stream in ages. I'm a very serious, competitive professional now. I'd be an idiot not to not believe it. Okay, we'll go back. I'm kind of curious about the bank thing. I mostly just wonder if she has this big, like, the emotional story for why she wanted to, like, become a pro player of the game. If she's making a lot of money through her streams.
Yeah.
There you go. Why go pro when you make bank streaming? She was quiet long enough for me to wonder if a week's worth of exhaustion might caught up to her. I'm down to wait until my own need to sleep gets the better of me. Luckily, I won't have to wake up with any cricks in my neck. Oh, a phone call. My heart jumps up into my throat at the sight of her incoming call. Hello? Did I freak you out? A little. Oh, buckle up, Fragina. Or buck up, Fragina. You're not still feeling shy around me, are you? Don't worry. It's literally the most adorable thing. But if we're to be teammates, you're going to have to work on that. Anywho, I gulp and shake the nerves off. A long, loud sigh floats down the line at me. Lighthearted on the surface, but shakier on breath. It's a fair question, don't get me wrong. People get a kick out of guessing how much I make in a day, year, month. You wouldn't believe how many people quote Social Blade numbers at me while fishing for clout or cash or whatever it is they want. Social Blade is so terrible, by the way. It's
Yeah.
such a bad website to use, like, at all, because it's like always wrong. Like, it's always incorrect. You know, like, and you
Yeah.
won't know that unless like the person that has the Social Blade tells you about it or talks to you about it. But like, it's so true though. Like every time I've seen like some kind of quote unquote like e-celeb or YouTube celeb or whatever being up their Social Blade. Because what was it? It was like one of the guys from the Achievement Hunters at Rooster Teeth. I think it was the Gavin fella, right? AKA one of my personal favorites. Yes, I was that guy. I think he made a joke at one point how like according to Social Blade, he had like tens of millions of dollars or something. And he was like, if he did, I would like to see it right now because I won't see it. I mean, he's definitely a millionaire at the very least. If not for his stuff at Rooster Teeth, definitely for his slow mo guy stuff and his movie stuff he's done. He's definitely a rich man, but I don't think he's a $10 million rich man, right?
I mean, probably not.
But yeah, it's just kind of funny. You think like, yeah, according to Social Blade, I have all this money, but where is it? You know?
That is pretty funny. I love it when people do stuff like that. Like I've seen at least a different couple videos on situations similar to that. I don't remember the specific content creators, but people will make claims saying, "Oh, they're making thousands of dollars on this video," and then they show their output and they've made like $50.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, like that's basically it, right? Like, I mean, we'll never truly know how much money a lot of these people do actually make, but I'm willing to bet it's lower than what we actually like imagine it to be, right?
Yeah, aside from like the top 1%, it's probably a lot lower. But a lot of their
Probably.
income comes from multiple things between sponsorship deals and like merch sales and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. Like that's
But
exactly
their
it.
actual YouTube revenue is probably way lower than any of that other stuff.
Probably very garbage, yeah. With Social Blade, can't anyone like upload? Like, can't any person just like say like, oh yeah, they make this much money, and then it like Social Blade takes it? I don't quite remember how Social Blade works. I think it's very unreliable in that regard too.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I would not be surprised if that was the case, though.
I promise I'm not calling to whine about rich people problems, fake friends, blah blah. God, get over yourselves, bunch of annoying assholes. I want to win, Fergina. Solar Reckoning League, Grand Cosmic Tournament. I want to win everything. The sudden burst of tenacity in her voice gives me chills. I don't think I've ever heard her like this before. Still bubbly, still her particular brand of gaudy playful, but with an edge that would make Hex proud. I want everyone to look at Mask and Submachine and Jules and Bonus and Leonardo Tyranny, any mid laner who's ever accomplished anything worth remembering. Then look at me and know I belong there with them. I want that so badly, I can almost taste it, Vergina. My little millions have done a lot for me, but they can't give me a legacy. A confident huff tickles my ear. MMG can do that for me. Cool. Oh my god, it's a masterpiece. Hmm? What? Oh, the other day, Sunny walked in on me while I was practicing that speech in the bathroom mirror, and I'm like, what do you think? They laughed in my face, said it was, and I quote, exquisite, and got their nail kit and then left. Wait, you rehearsed that? A giggle tinkles down the line. Scripted and everything. Holy Jesus, Daphne, I'm over here sweating. Like, yo, girl is popping off, and I'm not trying to interrupt. Not with you sounding like that. Oh my god, please interrupt me anytime because my ego will take over. People either like that about me or they don't, but the last thing anyone should do is keep quiet. I like a person who can stop me in my tracks. Know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, well, good to know. Anywho, okay, I kind of prefer that one, to be honest. I like the phone call stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
that's actually kind of the penultimate, you know?
that was nice.
Our conversation wanders off into small talk territory after that. A little while later, we say goodnight, and I fall asleep with a smile on my face. Day 9. Good content creator. Sigh. No backing out this time, Fraggin. You promised Jess you'd at least stay for the entire movie. Since joining the HEG server last week, I haven't chatted there much. Occasionally, I'll check the channels to catch up on anything I've missed, but it's hard to make sense of all the in-jokes. How do you make friends with people who already know and like each other? Oh boy. Okay, so we're around here. Okay, maybe we don't get anything new.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything new.
The Mao, rip my minchies. Can't believe that dumb post's at 31.5k now. It's because I boosted it. What was it again? About wiping my boyfriend's ass? Oh yeah, that one. Okay, we all ready? Yeah. Got snacks. Snacks. Just. You may resume. Here, egg. Cool. Okay, hit and play now. Remember, for anyone joining late, click on me in the stream channel because I'm the one broadcasting. God, been wanting to watch this for so long. Chef our queen made this night happen. Ah, Buena BB, you so cute. Thanks for being here for the watch party. Oh yeah, thanks Buena. I settle in with Cruella, dozing gently in my lap. A second later, a notif pings. Yeah, okay. How are you liking HEG? Seems cool. Sorry I haven't been around much so far. A minute or so passes. Busy week? Busy for my admittedly low standards, lol. Lots of foreskin, lol. You're in game every time I log on. You should really get out of rigs, though. Ranked is the way to go, lol. Lose is improve. That's right. I always forget you can see my Reckoner's activity. Been learning a ton, actually. Oh? Wow, look at that. I'll bet you have. You're playing with a lot of Justies and G-Masters lately. She's on my bm.gg right now? Please don't tell me you're getting boosted. Like, that would be so disappointing. Were my instincts all wrong about you? God, it really does look bad, doesn't it? Oh, no, do I gotta choose to possibly break NDA? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna break NDA. That's just, like, actually really illegal. And nobody should ever do that. Like, you could literally go to court and lose a shit ton if you actually do that.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm not getting boosted. What else can I say? The NDA legally prevents me from talking about my trial period to anyone but my mother.
I'm trying out for a team. Please don't tell anyone.
Please don't tell anyone. She would tell everybody. Maybe made some new friends.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, I could throw the weird. It's weird that you're stalking me line.
That's true.
That would kind of work, possibly. But I also don't want to be rude. You know me, Megan. I can't be rude even to fictional people. I mean, that would get her to back off probably. But I made some new friends, that's all. You think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Made some new friends, that's all. Ended up in a game with one of them and they didn't hate me, lol. You know how bad regs matches can be. I felt bad that a Jesse got saddled with a D1 like me, but they weren't mad since it had no effect on LP. Now that you've got everything straightened out, and now that we've got everything straightened out, want to get back to watching the movie? Good, she bought it. Right, yeah, I'm ready. Lovely. I really hope you'll hang in the server more, McNuggies. These women really are something special. What if Jest is one of the other members for the team, potentially? What if we're competing for that spot?
That's true. That would be pretty funny.
All right, Fraggin. Stay focused. Finish strong. You've been consistent over these 2 weeks. Sure, you made mistakes here and there, but skill and adaptability speak for themselves. Plus, I feel like I get along well with my team, which I think would be the final driving force, right?
Yeah.
You got to get on well with your team. That's why if you ever hear someone go like, "Oh, well, you know, this person," or like, like this person's in like the top rank. How come they're not on a pro team yet? It's because they probably wouldn't mix well with a team, or they're not a good team player, right? Something along those lines.
Probably.
You know what I mean, right? Because I've actually seen that on Reddit before. I think it was Reddit, where like someone was like, "How is this like top streamer in the game like not on a pro team yet?" And it's like, well, you need to be more than just good to be on a team, right? You need to be able to get along with the other players. You need to be able to work as a team, communicate properly,
You
right?
need to have a work ethic to actually continue to grind and get better.
Yeah, that too. So like, there's a lot more to it than just, hey, I'm good, let me on team, please, right?
Yeah.
Once again, going back to my TF2 stuff real quick, because I can actually somewhat relate to this. So one thing we always did was whenever we had like a tryout, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes we would have tryouts. Either some of our like other players would get busy, or they just weren't able to keep up, and I had to go like, hey, we're still friends, still hang out with the server, but like I got to pick someone else to kind of be on that spot, right? Like
Yeah.
like to do that kind of stuff. We would occasionally bring in like just newer people to try and fill up some spots, and we would always have like a tryout game. And
Mhm.
then after that, we typically would hang out and play a round of board game online, right?
Yeah.
And we always saw board game online as a good test. And we actually did do this too. We actually did think about this. We saw because board game online is honestly like could be really long and really frustrating, right? But it could also be really
Mhm.
fun, obviously, right? It's very random of a game.
Yeah.
Um, so board game online was always kind of like our final test, right? So it's like we'd be like, board game online, let's all play some board game online. And depending on how that went, typically decided who actually made the team,
That's
right?
kind of funny, actually.
Like I remember we had one guy who we had try out for a heavy position, because heavy was like our one class that we always had to kind of like rotate out for some reason or another.
Yeah.
And we had this one guy, I don't remember his name because it was like ages ago, but he was pretty all right. He was actually pretty all right heavy. But then we're like, board game online. We do some board game online. And because board game online does this thing where like it plays like a YouTube video, like YouTube video music, like in the background. Like you can pause it or like lower the volume, whatever, right? We always played with the
Yeah.
rule of like you can't pause it, right? Because we figure it's more fun that way. You got to suffer through
Okay.
someone's music choice. And after a little bit in, he was like, "Yeah, music's too loud. I'm out." And then he like dipped out of the Mumble server. And we all say to each other, we're like, "Yeah, he's not making it on the team." Part of that was because we were like, he can't even figure out how to like lower the volume in a YouTube video. Like, there's no way, right? He didn't pass the vibe check. You know what I mean?
That's pretty funny, actually.
And he was a decent player. He just didn't vibe with the team. So it was like, yeah, nah. I'm sorry, man. You're out. Let's go. I touched down in the wasteland with the same mage reckoner that got me into this chaotic mess 2 Sundays ago. A versatile laner that's carried me to victory more times than I can count. I'm back on my comfort reckoner, which means I've got no excuses if I fail to show everyone what I'm capable of. You've got this, Regina. Is that favoritism? Sounds like favoritism to me. I've wished every candidate good luck today, Kay. Yeah, but I don't remember you sounding half as sweet as to the other girlies. Unbiased spectator of my ass. I can't afford to get distracted by their bickering. Not now, during the second to last night of tryouts. What's going to win this game for me? What's going to win this game for me tonight is my skill shot ability, and not just because it's the best source of damage in my Reckoner's toolkit. Playing a comfort pick means I can put my thoughts on ice, lean into instinct and reflex, and just let go. Just let go. That's what they're expecting from me, right? No other reason they'd put me back on him after this week's game update nerfed him down from A tier to C tier viably. Intentionally weakening his damage and utility in order to make other mage reckoners more tempting to play means that only one trick should be capable of winning on him, while he's at such a power deficit compared to his opponents. Every match I've played with this team has been a test in some shape or form, but this one just might take the cake. I can play standard, play safe. I can do all the things I need to do to make sure this reckoner that can contribute to the team rather than drag it down. But I can also go for gold. Look for the outplay, even if it shows itself in a whisper instead of a bang. Play not just to survive, but to win. If I were a team owner searching for the final piece of the MMG puzzle, that's the kind of person I'd be looking for. Don't get sloppy, Bubbles. Yeah, don't get sloppy, Fraggina. Let's hope I can pull this one off. On a position-focused reckoner like this guy, finding the right angles are the key to unlocking his base talents. Keeping the enemy mid laner in range of my skill shot means constantly adjusting not just where I walk in the lane, but how. After years of climbing the ranked ladder, playing footsies with my opponent has become second nature, as easy and mindless as breathing air. Within the first 10 seconds spent laning against the enemy mid laner, I'm rewarded with a good feel for how he wants to play the first 10 minutes of the match. Shoving the wave early isn't the move, not this time. What with the lower damage numbers I'm pumping out after the nerf. Or maybe it is. No, I can't afford to second guess myself this early. What do I do?
Maybe trade health for farm? Because it kind of sounds like you can't really do much in the early game with the nerf damage anyways, so maybe trying to get items later on would secure it?
Potentially. I mean, potentially, but she did imply that we need to kind of show how good we are. I guess,
I mean, you could chip away at their health.